Hello? I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good, I would call her. Wish I had a rabbit in a hat with a bat and a 6'4" baller. I wish I was like 6'9".
They're playing basketball. We love that basketball. They're playing basketball. We love that basketball.
The purpose of this video is to explain the correlation between extracurricular activities and their effect on academic success. Extracurricular activities have a huge positive impact on the learning process of students at all different levels, whether this be elementary, high school, or even college. The correlation between GPA and extracurricular activities is a lot more significant than you may think. According to Steffens and Shaban, a study by the U.S. Department of Education revealed that students who participate in co-curricular activities are 3 times more likely to have a grade point average of 3.0 or better than students who do not participate in co-curricular activities. In fact, extracurricular activities are so great at helping students that a lot of schools are making it a requirement that their students participate in at least a few extracurricular activities through the time they are enrolled. Studies have shown that development in the brain is faster in students participating in some sort of creative extracurricular activities. Sports do have a huge impact on a student's performance. For example, Bra believes that participation in interscholastic sports promotes students' development and social ties among students, parents, and schools, and these benefits explain the positive effects of participation on achievement, demonstrating that it may not be directly related to academic participation, but in fact the social and developmental advantages that come when you are playing a sport. More recent studies have indicated that there is a large selection bias of higher achieving good students into participation in extracurricular activities, including sports. However, it cannot be overlooked that some extracurricular activities in fact do harm a student's ability to reach academic achievement. To explain this, some researchers have divided extracurricular activities into formal and informal activities. The formal activities include activities in which are in one way or another considered structured, such as participating in athletics or learning to play a musical instrument. Informal activities are also known as leisure activities. These include less structured activities such as watching television or playing video games. One study found that more time in leisure activities was related to poorer academic grades, poorer work habits, and poorer emotional adjustments, while more time in structured groups and less time watching TV were associated with higher test scores and school grades. One benefit of extracurricular activities that is often overlooked is their effect on students' behavior. Students that participate in extracurricular activities tend to have reduced behavior problems. In sports, students learn discipline in drills, practices, and routines. Every player has an individual responsibility to perform those tasks correctly, whether it is knowing and implementing football plays, dance routines, or signals in baseball. When players perform these things correctly, they are rewarded for their good behavior and take pride in their accomplishments. Because of this pride they achieve, they gain better self-confidence, self-respect, and self-esteem. Perhaps the best impact of extracurricular activities is their effect on keeping kids in school. For example, in Costin's report, he interviews a 7th grader that is having trouble at home and uses basketball as an outlet. Stephanie was a 14-year-old 8th grader. Throughout her early school years, her teachers described her as a good student. During 4th grade, Stephanie's parents separated and she witnessed a lot of conflict in the home. Stephanie's grades began to slip and her teacher commented that Stephanie was preoccupied with the events occurring in her home life. In 6th grade, her grades continued to plummet. In 7th grade, her brother suggested she become involved in sports. Stephanie enjoyed basketball and she became the captain of the 7th grade basketball team. At the same time, her grades began to improve. When Stephanie was asked what made 7th grade different from 6th grade, she answered, playing basketball and becoming the team captain. She indicated that she plans to continue to play basketball because it has been a positive influence on her life and gives her an outlet in which to channel some of the negative energy she was experiencing within her home life. As a result of her desire to change in this sport, she made a conscious effort not to let her family life interfere with her schoolwork. This is a perfect example of a student who started doing better in school just because of her participation in this sport. Hearing from somebody first person how an extracurricular activity helped them pass their class or even played a part in keeping them in attending school is perhaps the best evidence that can be provided. This proves that extracurricular activities do in fact have a huge impact on students and their ability to perform in school.
I would call her.